To lead us in an opening prayer, I'd like to invite a minister of the gospel. He is a dedicated servant of God and a visionary leader and the founder of the Word Ministry. It's my pleasure to invite Bishop Patrick C. Okoye to lead us in an opening prayer.
Let's pray. Just acknowledge His divine presence in our midst. Without Him, nothing happens. Everything happens. And so, Father, the Most High God, the maker of heaven and earth and everything therein, both visible and invisible, we thank you so much for your great grace upon our lives. Thank you for this nation, Nigeria. Thank you for this wonderful state, Enugu State. Thank you for the number one citizen of this very state. Thank you for all that are working with him, ensuring that things are working wonderfully in this very state. Thank you for what you are doing through them and what you are going to do the more through them. For this wonderful program that has brought all of us here today. Thank you for the organizers and all the people that make this to happen. This is a great program designed to bless everyone. Thank you for bringing us here in peace. And I pray, Father, that everything that will be done here throughout the days we're going to be here, have your way. What is committed into your hand, nothing happens to it. It is well preserved. And so we commit everything here we're going to do into your able care. Have your way, Father. Bless us through the speakers and all the vessels that are going to minister in this place. That at the end of the day, everyone that comes here will never go back the same. There shall be a transformation. There shall be a revolution. There shall be a life well packaged for future. Thank you, Father. May your name and your name alone be highly exalted. For in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
The applause can actually be louder. Let's put our hands together for him as we sit. Okay, my name is Lorenzo Menakaya. I am, of course, one of the little boys that will be on this stage comparing things because I have my boss here, the lead compare.
Sure.
I'd like to introduce her to you. Her name is Dr. Adora Onyechere Sidney Jack. She's an international broadcast journalist and the lead host of Kakaki, the African.
Distinguished guest, but most importantly, His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Enugu State. I'm from Imo, by the way, so we are alliances. I want to say thank you. This is a most important event. Good morning, Enugu.
Good morning.
Ekelemono. Thank you. And good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Africa. Now, we all know, and if you don't, for those who don't, this is a second edition of the Enugu Tech Fest, and it's not just a conference or a talk shop, but a state-backed declaration of intent. And today we are gathered in a century where ecosystem maturity is no longer negotiable. And of course, it is the positioning of sustainability for the next conversation and the next generation. And the theme of this year's conference, From Cold to Cold, Energy in New Form, it's once again telling us the power of the industrial age and why Enugu sits in the center of that conversation. So for today, over the course of this conversation, we'll be looking at interrogating the frontiers of artificial intelligence, fintech, digital infrastructure, agriculture, healthcare, education, and many more. But let me say this plainly. Nigeria does not lack ideas. Nigeria is not lacking in alignment, and Enugu today has exemplified it through this summit. So what you see here today is alignment, not just with policy, but with possibility, with governance, with deliberate. So ladies and gentlemen, today is not just a tech festival. It is a redefinition of the energy that Enugu brings, a migration from extraction to expression, from coal to cold. And I dare say, the future does not ask for permission. It rewards those bold enough to design it. And it is His Excellency Peter Mbadi, innovative disruptor himself, who said this in quote. Please, ladies and gentlemen, this is a round of applause for today's epoch-making event. Without much ado, we go straight into the welcome address. We will be recognizing dignitaries with time has been fast spent. We're starting an hour behind schedule, so we'll be breezy and very fiery with the next 1 hour. To do that, we would like to welcome the Honorable Commissioner for Innovation, Science and Technology, Honorable Commissioner Prince Lawrence Eze, the man who has brought us here together, the host of our hosts. Please a resounding applause as he makes his way. He's worked tirelessly hard all through the past months, putting this together with an amazing team, remarkable effort. And please that applause should be sustained as he makes his way to the stage.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Enugu State, Dr. Peter Ndubisimba, the disruptor himself, and the architect of the new transformation agenda that Enugu is experiencing today. I welcome you, Your Excellency. The Ambassador of Sweden to Nigeria, Her Excellency, and well being done, as I hope I just pronounced that very well. You're most welcome, ma'am. Every other dignitary, yes, sorry, let me not forget to acknowledge our own dear EVC of NCC, Dr. Maida. You're most welcome here. Every other dignitary here, please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Distinguished guests, industry leaders, innovators, development partners, members of academia, members of the private sector, our vibrant young people of Enugu, members of the press, I warmly welcome you to the Enugu Tech Festival 2026. Today is not just another gathering. Today is a defining moment in Enugu's digital journey. It is an honor to stand before you as the convener of Enugu Tech Festival. This platform represents vision, execution, and commitment to transforming Enugu into a globally competitive digital economy. The Enugu's transformation. Enugu has emerged as the second largest tech ecosystem in Nigeria, showcasing rapid growth and innovation capabilities. Thousands of youth have been trained through various initiatives. equipping them with the skills required for the expanding technology sector. We have hosted impactful hackathons that fostered creativity and collaboration among our young innovators, driving real technological advancements. Strategic partnerships have been launched, including Nigeria's largest tech hub in collaboration with Nuskin, strengthening our innovation ecosystem. We have recorded an expansion of tech hubs since last year's event, including Blockchain Hub, RiseVerse Hub, and so on, which further solidifies Enugu's position as a national tech leader. The purpose of Enugu Tech Phase 2026. The purpose are as follows. 1, transforming businesses. The ETF aims to revolutionize business practices through innovative strategies that adapt to the digital economy and unlock new opportunities. Strengthening communities. The fostering collaboration and support. ETF enhances the resilience of local communities and empowers them to thrive. 3, building sustainability. Sustainability remains at the forefront, integrating eco-friendly solutions into business models to ensure long-term economic and environmental sustainability. Innovation solutions. ETF promotes creative problem solving and development of technologies that address pressing social challenges. 5, partnerships that matter. Strong partnerships transform conversations into measurable outcomes. Investment impact. Focused investments generate tangible, quantifiable growth across sectors. The expected outcomes from this event. Partnership commitments. We intend to achieve 3 to 5 concrete partnerships focused on sustainable development and mutual benefits. Roadmap development. To establish a clear roadmap for joint ventures and technology transfer initiatives. Pilot projects. We intend to launch pilot projects in agriculture, healthcare, and green energy to demonstrate innovation. Stronger ecosystem. We also intend to build a connected ecosystem linking businesses, government, and education. Digital commitment. We also intend to renew commitment to a digital Enugu for all, ensuring equitable access to technology. 6, collaborative innovation. Encouraging diverse ideas and creating sustainable growth. The future we are building. Real-time security. We implement advanced security system here in Enugu to enhance safety and response capabilities. Our smart green schools, which we deploy technology-driven and eco-friendly educational environments. The digital judiciary. Enugu State now has a modernized judiciary process through efficient digital case management. The Enugu NG's administration that has streamlined land administration with transparency and efficiency. The e-wallet transport system. This has introduced a digital payment system for seamless public transportation here in Enugu, where one card can take you through all transport systems. And stand to queue, moving from one point to another to look at our historic archives. But just in one room, you can view Enugu and see the history of Enugu through technology. Call to action. Investors' opportunity. Enugu is a return, a risk. Enugu is a return, not a risk. Youth empowerment, execution, and youth must turn ideas into impact. Innovation legacies. Build solutions that check. Hello? Innovations legacies. Build solutions that outlive us and inspire generations. Policymaker urgency. Move beyond bureaucracy and enable innovation. Thought-driven partnerships. Partnership drives impact and prosperity. Are you? Hello? Are you ready? Join us in shaping a sustainable future together. Tomorrow is here. On this note, I want to officially welcome all of us to the beautiful city of Enugu, where digital transformation thrives. But before I drop the microphone, I want to take a second to appreciate His Excellency, the Governor of Enugu State, who has given us this platform to celebrate digital transformation in Enugu. And I want to encourage every Enugu young person here to stand in ovation with a very loud clap to celebrate our Governor, Dr. Peter Ndubuisimba. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And God bless all of you for coming to Enugu. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, the Honorable Commissioner for Innovation, Science and Technology, Engineer Prince Lawrence Eze. Thank you. And because we said we're going to be moving things as fast as we can, I'd like us to go straight to the goodwill messages. The first is coming, it's titled From Enugu to the World, Building a Global Company from a Small Beginning. And to take that, he is the Managing Director and CEO of Tennessee Group. He is, of course, the company is an enterprise transformation and technology consulting firm. He is the founder and CEO of Genesis Tech Hub, a people and business capacity development initiative designed to drive and support innovation, productivity, and economic output in Nigeria. He's a business leader. I'm not sure I'll be able to read out his all other businesses. Please put your hands together. You have to wait for our very own engineer, Kingsley Eze. Put your hands together for him. Thank you.
Good morning. Our superstar performing governor, His Excellency Dr. Peter Ndubuisimba, the invited guests, the minister, the ambassadors, students, members of the academia, and our beloved people of Enugu State. My name is Kingsley Eze. I am from Enugu. I was born in this town. I represent what happens when you're groomed in Enugu and you have the opportunity of having access and working in the best of places in the world. In 2008, myself and some of my colleagues decided to start up our business, our flagship business, Tennessee Professional Services, which was designed to be a systems integrator set up to provide technology services to the best of industries, the banks, the telcos, the government, oil and gas companies. And when we decided to embark on that journey, we decided to start off in Enugu. And the question we got from a lot of people was, why Enugu? And we said, why not Enugu? People felt that Enugu lacked the infrastructure, the markets, the businesses to support a business like what we wanted to do. But we thought differently. I was very lucky to have received excellent professional grooming from the consulting and professional services background that I had. I was also exposed to best global practices for talent development and management. My previous career experiences offered me very good insight on the importance of skill, knowledge, and objective performance management. So while my experiences adequately prepared me for the professional services work, I will be very quick to say that I was not prepared for what lay ahead. However, the evolving set of core values that escapulates our aspirations and some simple life principles, which was the basis for the formation of the company we had at that time, encouraged us and confirmed our conviction that Enugu indeed had a lot to offer. Growing up in Enugu, in this beautiful town, in the 80s and 90s, the general impression was that Enugu is an administrative city. Enugu is a civil service city. But reality is that on the belly of Enugu hid a lot of potentials that were not obvious to a lot of people. The kind of business we wanted to pursue was a business that depended deeply on human capital. First, Enugu had unlimited access to human capital. You have, at the minimum, anywhere between 40 to 50 tertiary institutions in and around Enugu. And that gave us access to what I consider the real raw materials that we needed to set up a thriving technology consulting practice. The second point is that we love novelty. Novelty is one of our core values. We love to do things differently. While Lagos offered a lot of frills and thrills when it comes to business setup and, markets, Enugu offered something completely different. Enugu offered the kind of environment where knowledge-based businesses, where innovation will thrive. And we felt that it was something we could explore. We also felt that setting up in Enugu was going to give us an opportunity to become an role model, to create alternative role models for value to go. And like expected, for human beings, would always keep Enugu and migrate to other parts of the world, migrate to other parts of Nigeria, and of course the world, seeking better life, seeking better job opportunities. But what that did was it depleted the town of their best people. And we felt there was need to reverse that trend and create an opportunity that will enable our people finish school, stay back in Enugu, and offer their best to Enugu. And while doing that, they become a different kind of role models to the several young people like we have in this hall today who are in Enugu, who will have the opportunity to look at those role models, study them, get encouraged by them, get inspired by them, and do things differently. Setting up in Enugu offered us an opportunity that is consistent with what is called sustainable development. All over the world, United Nations has a lot of academic study pointing to the fact that the concept of megacity does not truly provide for sustainability. United Nations is encouraging that development should be decentralized, unlike what we have today, where we have 37 million people where we have a projection of Lagos growing to about 37 million people by 2030. It's going to be a disaster. Interestingly, on the contrary, Enugu offers a very serene, sparse opportunity for people to come and set up businesses. So we felt that the idea of urban primacy, which encourages, people migrating to mega cities, is not consistent with, sustainable development. And setting up in Enugu, checks all the boxes in terms of the recommendation by UN, for urban development. The other point is national integration. Over time, because we set up in Enugu, we have had people from other parts of the world come to work with us, people from other parts of the country come to work with us in Enugu, and that was an opportunity for us to show them how truly a wonderful people Ndi Igbo can be. And we have a lot of attestations, a lot of comments from people that have worked with us and having a first-hand opportunity to experience Enugu, experience the people of Enugu, come back with very impressive feedback. At the time we were starting, we didn't have funding. So what did we do? We decided to start with what we have. Environment, as a matter of fact, we started off in a small office complex off Nza Street. And we had to bootstrap everything. But bootstrapping does something interesting for you. Bootstrapping helps you understand cost discipline. It helps you understand customer obsession, and it helps develop operational rigor. Because when you don't have money, you're smart. Excess funding can lead to a lot of recklessness. And this ultimately became what we consider a very unfair advantage for us as Tennessee, because we started off with nothing, and as we grew, we were better at managing resources. Another point that is very important in our experience is starting with what you have. And I want to highlight this for the young people that are seated here today. If you're overwhelmed by what it's going to take, as you imagine what it takes to move you from where you are today, from where you're aspiring to be, remember that all you need to do is look at what you have and start with what you have. And I'm going to be a bit biblical here. If you recall the experience of Moses when God encountered him and wanted him to become the deliverer of his people, and he was wondering how he was going to do it. And the question from God was, what do you have in your hands? And he said, this is my staff. He said, drop it. He dropped it. It became a snake. And he picked it up again. It became a staff again. And he said, with that, you're going to do a lot of great things. So while we were aspiring to build the system integrator that would go global, we knew we didn't have the resources at that time to start off with. So, but what did we have? We were in Enugu. We had access to the best people, the best human capital that you can have. We had skills. We had our laptops. And those three things were all we needed. And with that, we commenced our journey. Today, we serve all the banks in Nigeria. We serve all the telcos in Nigeria. We serve all the big oil and gas companies in Nigeria. We serve all the banks across the 10 African countries where we have presence. We have serve all the governments across the 10 African countries where we have presence, including South Africa, Ghana, Kenya, Ethiopia, Malawi, etc. Okay, my time is up. But I would like to stop with this last two slides. Of all the things we've done in Enugu, one of them that I consider very interesting is the setup of Genesis Tech Hub. Genesis Tech Hub represents our platform for grooming the future, our platform for churning out skilled resources that are doing a lot of things in the tech space in Nigeria and across the world. But what I want to leave you here with today is the fact that the Enugu of 2008 that we started is completely different. The Enugu of today offers you so much leverage. There is a governor who understands the place of tech and is working assiduously, building from the very rudiments some of the capabilities that are required to build a tech-favorable environment. Today, every ward in Enugu has a smart school. Every young person growing up in Enugu has an opportunity to have access to quality education that compares with what you get in places. And the interesting thing is that that education is not only free, but it is compulsory. You actually have no business spending dollars, spending a lot of money, training your people outside. This same government gave one of the young companies that we incubated a contract of 4 billion naira to provide power systems for the tech hubs. Why am I saying this? This is not one of those events where you come, you listen, and you walk away. My objective is to inspire somebody here, particularly the young people, to begin to look inwards, to begin to see Enugu as your starting point, as the place where nature has placed you, as your own leverage, as your own discriminating competence, where you can transform yourself. Thank you very much.
Please, another round of applause. That was a fantastic 10 minutes address. Lengthy but insightful. And he said one thing, the Enugu of 2008 is certainly not the Enugu of today. So we briskly move to the next goodwill message. But please, as we usher in our speakers, let's keep to the time of between 3 to 5 minutes. Make it brisk and straight to the point. The next man that I'm about to call on stage is a remarkable man who is leading an ICT solutions provider in Africa. It's not just a tech company. They are the architects of tomorrow's digital landscape. And they craft solutions that transcend the ordinary. Ladies and gentlemen, please do help me welcome Mr. Leonard Stanley Nnamdi Eke, the Nigerian founder and chairman of Xenox Group, and is also the chairman of Konga.com. Please, that applause is not for him. Can we do a better applause? Fantastic. For someone who is a tech solution provider, not just in Nigeria, but in Africa, this is Nigeria's ambassador of technology and one man who has taken Nigeria to the rest of the world. Thank you so much, sir.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Enugu State, all excellencies here, and let me observe protocol. I'm not a politician. I was here last year. I did a keynote speech last year, and it was hot weather. The AC didn't work because the governor was just putting this place together. I want to appreciate you for showing faith in your state. I know most of the people here are from Enugu State, but Enugu is a regional center for Igbos, Southeast. So it's a privilege to be here again. I actually didn't want to make it today, but I saw the sweat of your commissioner. In fact, he was hounding me. And I just thought I should be here to honor the governor who has done very well. Mine is simple. A testimony to what somebody can become with nothing. And I'm sure you people know I come from Imo State. governor has given you people smart school, made education compulsory. I don't know why any person from Enugu State should be a poor person. This is 21st century. We came from 20th century, and we struggled. I just had the testimony of the CEO of Tennessee, who I consider as a younger brother. Today's world is open. You have access to knowledge. Knowledge has become a right. And it depends on you how far you want to go. Now, I think I told you a little bit about me last year. I was ambitious, but I had God on my side. At a young age, you need to decide who you want to be. At age 3, I say, I don't want to drink, I don't want to smoke. I remained a very strong Catholic. I was a mass servant. I was a chorister. Every person in my home drinks, so it had nothing to do with health problems. You must have a sense of direction. But you want me to tell you the truth, a lot of you are e-birds. A lot of our people lack humility. You cannot be successful. What I call success is not money in the bank, overall success. I told people last year that money shouts and wealth whispers, you remember. If you're excited with 10 million naira, some people have $20 billion, same age. So I see a lot of arrogance from nothing. Humility is not trial and error. It has to be part of you, who you want to be. Sometimes people think you're stupid. You're not stupid. Because God cannot help you except you are humble. So tell me today, I'm sure a lot of you know I celebrated my 70th birthday 2 days ago. So I'm 70. Okay. But I'm sure if we start a race here as your grandfather, and possibly age mate, because when we communicate, we talk like age mates. That's why I'm in technology. So let me just summarize for those who are new. I don't have the best education in the world. I had opportunities. But I decided to be #1 tech guy, possibly in the continent. But I worked for it. I started from England, and I was so ambitious. My first stop in England, if you've been to London, Harrods used to be the biggest store in England. When I was starting out, I told my wife, I must hire somebody from Harrods just to have an identity, because my parents had no identity internationally. I employed Meg. Choma, you know Meg. I brought him to Nigeria, kept him for 1 month in a hotel for him to understand the mentality of Nigerians, because I was dealing with Africa. But I was one of the luckiest Nigerians